gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Frederick Douglass, where a shooting just took place. And as you can see, it's a pretty rough area. So I'm basically risking my life reporting on this madness. So make sure you do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Like the video, hell, share the video. And make sure you go ahead and leave a comment down in the comments section to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this son violence in the streets. I'm Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's your boy Jenquavius Jackson, and y'all already know I'm demonetized and shadow banned in this bitch. So if you want to contribute, go to the Cash App, the PayPal, the GoFundMe, or join the Patreon. Also, don't forget to visit the merch store for all your favorite BGZM News 17 gear, including our exclusive Trump is a Blood t-shirt. Go fast before they sell out. They are already flying off the shelves, no cap. And remember, these super gremlins are on demon time. What's good, Shadow Realm? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. Let's get into the video. All right, guys, we have a very sad story to tell today. Very sad story to tell today. We've got multiple things actually leading the news cycle, one of which is Trump taking over DC. Okay, Trump taking over DC. So I definitely want to get into that a little bit because it is a very pressing topic, because we're seeing the community absolutely lose their ish, okay? We're seeing the community absolutely lose their ish because they were not ready. They were not ready for this takeover. Trump basically taking over the police department, taking over the judicial system in in Washington, D.C. And honestly, it's been a long time coming, and it is long overdue. You know, a lot of people aren't going to like me saying that, but the reality is you can't deny what is going on. You can't deny what is going on in D.C. It's an absolute hellhole. You've got, black teens going around and robbing people and carjacking people and shooting ish up, okay, shooting things up, shooting vehicles up, shooting the block up. And this has been happening for decades, honestly, and has never been seriously, dealt with on a large scale. So I kind of want to brief you guys on Trump taking over DC. He sent the National Guard, the FBI, DEA, and other law enforcement agencies to attempt to clean up the city within 30 days. I think they've taken control for 30 days. And then from here on out, we're going to see how it goes, how they respond. But I want to bring this story to you guys. This is breaking news. Trump taking over Washington, D.C., and he is cracking down on crime.
National Guard troops rolled into Washington, D.C. overnight as part of President Trump's federal takeover of the city's police. Officials say the move targets rising violent crime, but as Lucas Tomlinson reports, city leaders are condemning the move as an unprecedented overreach.
The National Guard has arrived in the nation's capital under President Trump's orders to fight crime and reduce homelessness. White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt says this ramped-up presence will last for a month.
Within these 30 days, our entire focus is making sure that this is the most efficient operation possible and that we are removing as many criminals from the streets.
At the Justice Department, the newly confirmed U.S. Attorney for D.C., Jeanine Pirro, was asked about violent crime being down in the nation's capital 26% over the past year.
You tell the mother of the intern who was shot going out from McDonald's near the Washington Convention Center, oh, crime is down. No, that falls on deaf ears. And
Yeah, and they've been telling us that crime is down for the longest, and it's total BS. They're fudging the numbers. They're not pursuing. People have been discouraged and are outright not even reporting crimes anymore. So to say that crime is down is really just a way to absolve the local authorities of any type of responsibility for the current state of the Capitol.
my ears are deaf to that, and that's why I fight the fight.
Federal law enforcement agents are also assisting. FBI Director Kash Patel posting the results. On the first big push of FBI supporting Donald Trump, initiative to make D.C. safe again, FBI reported 10 arrests with partners. These include 1 arrest on a search warrant for a prior murder charge, multiple unlawful possession of firearms, multiple outstanding warrants for DUI, and 1 arrest for violation of a restraining order. President Trump has ordered 800 National Guard soldiers to help local law enforcement patrol the streets. The D.C. police force is short about the same number of cops right now. The head of D.C.'s police union says he doubts that crime has come down as much as city officials say. In Washington, Lucas Tomlinson, Fox News.
President Trump also aiming to reframe how history is presented in the nation's top museums. The Wall Street Journal reporting that the White House is reviewing all Smithsonian materials with the goal of aligning the institution's content with Trump's interpretation of American history. Trump issued an executive order to do this in late March. He says the Smithsonian, quote, promoted narratives that portray American and Western values as inherently harmful and oppressive. The Smithsonian says it has always conferred with experts before adding a presentation.
All right. So, I mean, we are definitely interested to see what this actually looks like in real time. So these are the feds actually pulling up, rolling up on some YNs who are just posted up on the stoop. And it looks like one of them was smoking a cigarette. The officer may have mistaken it for a marijuana cigarette. So let's listen to how this interaction actually played out.
How y'all doing today? Y'all staying in that trouble? You got your ID on you, Chip?
No, I live right here.
Okay, cool.
It's a cigarette.
How's your mind?
Did y'all get a call or something about right here?
No, so we're doing checks, keep everybody safe down here, right? Have you heard of the federal search that Donald Trump's putting out?
No.
Right. You don't follow like
No.
Code 3 anything like that people are putting up? All right, so yeah, Trump's got all federal agencies kind of coming together 7 days and going out, trying to stop the violent crime, all kind of stuff. So we're out here contacting people, talking to them, right? Quality of life offenses, smoking, drinking in public, right? Can't happen outside.
Boom. So he said quality of life offenses, smoking and drinking in public can't happen outside. According to the law in Washington, D.C., they are able to possess up to 2 ounces of marijuana before it becomes any type of charge. They just can't smoke it outside, if I'm understanding correctly. So he's going to attempt to explain the law to these brothers who stoop chilling right here. And they don't really take it too well, but there is no altercation that ensues. So at least that is a happy medium.
Most people know that. So we're contacting people, trying to advise them of the law so they learn, right? And then if there's other stuff going on where it turns into there's multiple agencies, there's shooting and things like that. So there's extra hands as well, right? So we're just out here trying to inform people and educate people. It's not like we're trying to just go grab people and ruin someone's life over a joint or something like that, all right?
I only asked because when you walked up, at the moment you walked up, you only had asked me.
Yeah, well, it smelled like the odor of marijuana, burnt marijuana in the air, right? And you're the only guy that had something lit in your hand, and I didn't flash right, so I didn't realize it was just a cigarette. So that's on me. I appreciate you understanding and not getting chippy. All right, so just know, right? Learn, teach, tell your boys, like, yo, everybody's out, from FBI to park police. Right? So do your thing. Let them know. Don't be smoking outside. Don't be drinking outside, because Donald Trump is tired of
it. So as you can see, he said, don't be smoking outside, don't be drinking outside, because Donald Trump is tired of this shit. So yeah, they definitely cracking down on these Thug Max Alpha Simps in Washington, D.C., and we love to see it. You know, we're tired of the BS too. We're tired of innocent people being killed, and we're going to cover a story of out of Kansas City where an innocent young lady was killed, 16 years old, and that's coming up later on due to the you know, the actions of these YNs. But Trump, on this issue, he is trying to do things right, and he sent the National Guard. This is a test run for all other liberal cities. This is a test run. This is a test run. All of these soft on crime, defund the police cities, they're about to fuck around and find out. I mean, that's just the reality of the situation. And we've been waiting for it. I am very interested to see how this affects the city. I think that they should probably try it for more than 30 days. If it works for 30 days, do it another 30 days. You do it another 30 days, we get 60 days, do it another 30 days, we get 90 days, and then really get a accurate representation of how effective this new policy is. And honestly, you know, it's looking pretty effective, okay? Because a lot of people are talking about it, and a lot of people are, you know, a lot of people are definitely shook, and they're definitely thinking twice about committing crimes now in Washington, D.C.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know smoking in public?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, arrestable
Because
offense.
in Maryland, it's recreational use, so I didn't know.
Yeah, so D.C., it's recreational use as well, right? But you can legally possess up to 2 ounces. You can gift an ounce to your boy, right? So if you had 2 ounces and he said he needed a zip, you can give him a zip, but you can't smoke outside.
My man say you can give your homie a zip. If he need a zip, you can give him a zip. You can do all that shit. You can trap it, whatever you want to call it. Hand it off, but you can't smoke it outside. I mean, you know, that's the law. That's the law, and they stepping down on it. They are stepping down on it, and honestly, you can't be mad at them. Can't be mad at them, especially as we're seeing, you know, what's unfolding. We had White House staffer who worked for Doge get attacked. So he was attacked by, I believe, 2 black females, young teenage black females. So we can get into that story too. That's kind of what really sparked all of this off in the first place. As he was attacked by 2 teenage black females. And also, okay, they got another male person of interest, so we'll look at that as well. But you know, we covered a story back, I think it was 2021, 2022, where these 2 girls carjacked the vehicle, ran somebody over, and then when they were about to get arrested, they were talking about where's my phone? Where's my phone? And then, you know, come to find out, they ended up not ever being charged because they were minors when they did the crime. So a lot of these quote unquote teens are getting away with these things. They know they're getting away with it. They know they can't, you know, necessarily be held to full accountability. So they are taking advantage of that. And I think the Trump administration is trying to put a stop to it. So we're going to see exactly how that plays out. But here's how it all started.
Takeover in D.C. even warning he might bring in the National Guard.
And it comes after a former Doge employee was brutally beaten during an attempted carjacking in Northwest. Sharon Raje has been following the developments, and she's live outside of the White House with the latest.
Yeah, Jim, Angie, this is not the first time that the president has made such threats. He has clearly voiced his frustration about the crime in D.C., about the homelessness issue, about general cleanliness around the city. Today, he reiterated that he wants to beautify the district, but he also said that local crime is out of control here in D.C., and if local officials can't control it, he will.
This has to be the best run place in the country, not the worst run place in the country. And it has so much potential, and we're going to take care of it.
During a big $100 billion investment announcement alongside Apple CEO Tim Cook, the president also addressing questions swirling around crime in D.C.
The crime is ridiculous. I could show you a chart comparing D.C. to other locations, and you're not going to want to see what it looks like. We just almost lost a young man, beautiful, handsome guy that got the hell knocked out of him.
The president's anger stemming from a vicious attack on Sunday. 19-year-old Edward Korstein, a high-profile former...
So Edward Korstein, a.k.a. Big Balls, who works in the Doge, Department of Government Efficiency, he was attacked, apparently trying to save, someone during a carjacking. He stepped in. He got his ass kicked by some teenagers, and that is what really sparked off this, push for more law enforcement presence in the streets of Washington, D.C.
Doge employee who worked closely with Elon Musk was beaten by a mob of teenagers during an attempted carjacking. 2 15-year-olds have since been arrested. The president adding that teens as young as 14 should be prosecuted as adults.
What a shame. The rate of crime, the rate of muggings, killings, and everything else, we're not going to let it. And that includes bringing in the National Guard, maybe very quickly.
Elon Musk responding on X saying, quote, "It is time to federalize D.C." The new U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro also behind it.
It's up to the president. I support him totally. If you think that these kids need to be coddled and they need to be hugged, they need to have consequences. They need to understand that enough is enough, that we're going to put them in jail.
Does the president have the legal authority to federalize D.C.?
He does have the authority under the 1973 D.C. Home Rule Act to take control of the D.C. police for 48 hours without really asking anybody. He can just tell the mayor he's going to do it.
The president can extend that for another 30 days, but typically even a temporary takeover would occur only under special conditions of an emergency.
I think a lot of people might say, geez, that doesn't seem like it's an emergency. It might be really bad policy. It might be bad policing. It might be an embarrassment to the district. But is that what this power is there for?
Now, full control of D.C. would mean repealing D.C.'s Home Rule Act of 1973. There's actually a bill going through Congress right now, hoping to take control federally of D.C. We reached out to Mayor Bowser's office and to Attorney General Brian Schwab's office. They were not available for comment, but their offices did point to the fact that violent crime in D.C. is actually down 26% compared to last year, and they say has been going on a downward trend. Guys.
So as you can see, more of the gaslighting, telling us crime is down when it actually is not. We know that we feel that in the streets. People of DC feel it. They're tired of it. And I mean, it's just wild. So apparently they did get the teen or the teens behind this attack in custody. So, that's a good thing. But at the same time, that doesn't solve the problem. Okay. You have hundreds, if not thousands of these YNs, hundreds, if not thousands of these ghetto, ratchet, out of control teens, single mother raised, don't got nobody looking after them. So they are just completely crashing out in the streets. I mean, you got so many of these kids out here, and I think just putting out the memo that, hey, we're cracking down is definitely going to help, because it keeps these kids off the streets and, you know, makes them really fearful of getting caught. Also, we need football numbers, or, you know, capital punishment for these crimes, especially for these youth under or over the age of 13. They need to get cooked, man. They need to get pressure put on them. I mean, we need examples of these 13, 14-year-old killers getting the death penalty for real. I mean, I'm not playing with that, because they really are crashing out. Violent crimes should not be acceptable in any type of reasonable society, yet we're having to deal with it all because these people are quote unquote minors. Well, they're not moving like minors. They're not acting like minors. And they are very dangerous when the leash that mamas usually, you know, have on them is let loose.
Trump using his authority under the Home Rule Act to take control of D.C. police in a bid to crack down on crime. Just moments ago, D.C.'s mayor and police chief reacted to the president's historic announcement.
Yeah, so a lot to unpack here. News 4's Mark Seagraves has been following these developments all day. He's joining us live from the press room at the Wilson Building with the latest. Mark, what was your biggest takeaway from the mayor just now?
Well, from the mayor, it is the disconnect, the complete disconnect between how the mayor is portraying this and the chief of police, and how the president of the United States is portraying this. The mayor really trying to soften this blow and repeatedly saying that that she's going to cooperate, they're going to follow the law, and this will help them to collaborate with their federal partners. A stark contrast to what President Trump said this morning about taking over the D.C. Police Department and crime, in his words, being out of control in Washington, D.C. Take a listen to a couple of the things that the president said this morning in his press conference.
So today we're declaring public safety emergency in the District of Columbia, and Attorney General Pam Bondi, who's fantastic, is taking command of the Metropolitan Police Department as of this moment. This city will no longer be a sanctuary for illegal alien criminals. We will have full, seamless, integrated cooperation at all levels of law enforcement, and we'll deploy officers across the district with an overwhelming presence. You'll have more police, and you'll be so happy because you'll be safe. When you walk down the street, you're going to see police, or you're going to see FBI agents. We're going to have a lot of agents on the streets. You're going to have a lot of essentially military, and we will bring in the military if it's needed, by the way.
But she says that she was not.
So that last thing the president said, they're bringing in the military if needed. That's in addition to the National Guard. He was flanked by Pete Hegseth during this announcement, who said at that press conference that they were more than ready to bring in active military into Washington, D.C. if they felt that was absolutely necessary. The mayor, again, saying that she was not really prepared for this drastic a move, that she was anticipating that the president was going to mobilize the National Guard, but not go so far as to take over the DC Police Department.
Yeah, and I mean, this mayor is completely useless. Apparently, she didn't know what the chain of command meant. So I'll show you guys that. You have this sister girl mayor, who is absolutely doing a horrible job, and she won't push to prosecute these super gremlins on demon time. Most likely a DEI hire, and we're seeing a multitude of these DEI hires who just completely have no idea what they're doing in the positions that they're at, in making the communities, specifically the community, a hell of a lot more dangerous.
Something he has been threatening, and we here at Channel 4 have been warning about since last year. during the campaign, the president has been making these threats, and today following through with one of the most drastic steps, a huge blow to home rule, to self-governance in Washington, D.C., and a warning that the president made to other big cities from Los Angeles to New York City that they could be next, and that they should be paying attention, and that they should be changing their laws now so that, in the president's words, that he and Congress don't have to. Mayor Bowser took hours after this press conference with the mayor before she appeared before reporters here in this room just moments ago with her response, again, downplaying really the severity of this, but she did at the end acknowledge the kind of drastic results that could happen. Take a listen to what the mayor said at the end of her press conference.
I'm going to work every day to make sure it's not a complete disaster. What could be a disaster is if we lose communities who won't call the police. That could be a disaster.
I mean, they're already doing that. The no snitch rule is in full effect. You have Black communities in Washington, D.C. who refuse to cooperate with police. That's why you have a lot of these murders going unsolved, because the whole hood knows who shot up that party. The whole hood knows who went into the club and aired that bitch out. The whole hood knows, you know, who shot up the block. The whole hood knows who did that drive-by. They just don't want to be seen as rats, as snitches. So they're not calling the police. They're not giving hints. They're not, you know, giving anonymous tips or anything. And because the street code is in full effect, we aren't getting the closure for the families of people who have been killed due to this violent crime. We're not getting that closure. So what she's saying is already a problem that currently exists that has not been solved, and that, quite frankly, she and her chief of police had no intention on solving, because it suits their own narrative that, oh, the community is just this safe space and we can police our own, and community police and all this kind of stuff, and home rule. But y'all are literally running the capital of the whole country into the ground.
Well, it will be a disaster if communities won't talk to the police if a crime has been committed and could help solve that crime. That could be a disaster. It would be a disaster if people who aren't committing crimes are antagonized into committing crimes. That would be a disaster.
Like, how will this all unfold?
So still a lot of unanswered questions. The president made several remarks about removing homeless encampments and people experiencing homelessness, but no specificity from the White House or from the mayor about how that would actually be carried out and what that will actually look like, or even if the mayor locally is preparing for that. Again, as for the National Guard, an Army spokesperson tells NBC News that we can anticipate seeing them doing a number of different functions, from logistics and administrative functions to actually having a presence in neighborhoods. We don't know if the National Guard will be armed. We don't even know if they'll be deputized by either DC Police or the U.S. Marshal Service. And we don't know how long the federal agencies can withstand and sustain their presence. You know, you take 500 FBI, DEA, Homeland Security agencies away from their normal day-to-day duties of investigating serious crimes and have them patrolling areas that they're not really trained for and they don't know local laws. That is just not something that can be sustained for the long term. So we're really going to have to wait and see how this plays out over the next days and weeks. The president can keep this emergency in effect with his unilateral decision for 30 days. Then he would need Congress's approval to continue it past 30 days. There's no reason to believe that this Republican House and Senate would not give the president the authority to extend this should he want to do that. So again, this is an historic day, not just for Washington, D.C., but for the entire country. We've never seen a president take this kind of action in local jurisdictions ever before. And so we're really all kind of figuring this out as we go. But from watching the mayor's press conference, it's clear that they too are unsure of how this is going to work, and the mayor really trying to downplay the severity of this to try to, in one, reassure citizens, because if you look on social media, you see a lot of the reaction from residents here in DC. They're very scared. There's a lot of misunderstanding about what the president is doing, and so there's just a lot of uncertainty in the city tonight.
Yeah, and it's hard for the mayor to react, Mark, because she got this in real time, kind of just like the rest of us did. And timelines are going to become so important here, right? You know, you mentioned 30 days. That's where we start. It's 30 days from this point, and then if the president presumably wants to go beyond that, he can extend it.
That's correct. He would need to go to Congress and get a resolution from Congress in order to do that. Congress will be back in early September, so they'll be back within that 30-day time period. But Chairman Comer, the chairman of the House Oversight Committee, already put out a statement today, very supportive of what the president has done, saying that he's going to have a hearing in September with both the mayor, the chairman of the DC Council, and the district's attorney general to talk about crime in the District of Columbia.
All right, our Mark Seagraves with a lot to get to. Mark, thank you so much. We'll check back in with you.
All right, so let's just kind of see how this actually looks like in real time. We do have that clip of the DC chief of police, who is another black woman who absolutely has no idea what the fuck she's doing. She didn't understand the term chain of command, which I think is kind of a given in not only policing, but military, any type of combat service. You should know what chain of command means, but watch as she's dumbfounded after she's asked about how the chain of command will work now that Trump has kind of taken over here. Watch as she's dumbfounded as to how to answer this question.
That's what the chain of command is now?
What does that mean?
Well, is it Pam Bondi speaking to the mayor, speaking to you, or how does this work?
The mayor had to step up. So he asked, do you understand what he said, do you know what the chain of command is now? And she said, what does that mean? I mean, what do you mean, what does that mean? That's your job to know what chain of command is.
That's what the chain of command is now?
What does that mean?
Well, is it Pam Bondi speaking to the mayor, speaking to you, or how does this work?
So the executive order is clear. The president has requested MPD services, and our home rule charter outlines the process. The president designated Attorney General Bondi as his proxy to request services through me.
So not knowing what chain of command is, as you're supposed to be the chief of police, very embarrassing. And I mean, you know, we're seeing a lot of sisters lose federal jobs. The feds are cracking down. They are firing a whole bunch of sisters. I think like 300,000 black women lost their federal jobs. You know, if it was, I think it was federal and the private sector, but lost their jobs. Here's another clip of the feds strolling through DC. But yeah, a lot of these sisters lost their jobs because they were in fact DEI hires, and now that Trump got rid of DEI, their services are no longer needed. You know, the quotas no longer have to be met. And, you know, we're just kind of seeing the fallout of that, where they're home more. They maybe have to pick up 2 or 3 jobs now. And, you know, their children are absolutely being affected by this. So you just kind of got them patrolling, walking through, squatted up. And this is what y'all did, community. This is what y'all did. This is what years of begging for defund the police and, you know, criminal justice reform and all these different antics and protests and, you know, just really not only demoralizing the police from doing their jobs, but encouraging this violent behavior coming out of these YNs, this is the result. I told you there was going to be pushback. I told you there was going to be kickback. I told you there was going to be backlash to these these single mothers who are not watching their kids, just letting them roam the street. This is the backlash. These are the consequences, right? So now Trump has to come in and shut shit down. When we had ample opportunity to take back our communities ourselves, and those opportunities were refused. Those opportunities were refused, okay? Here's a DC store getting robbed, and people are wondering why Trump has sent the National Guard to go ahead and take over. I mean, you got ninjas and poo shiesties going into establishments, snatching and grabbing. Look at all these, man, come on. This was during COVID, and they just taking whatever the hell they want. So, I mean, we're wondering why there's a big crackdown. I mean, you have your answer. You have your answer. And I mean, I've been speaking about this for the longest. I've been speaking about it for years. So, here is a brother speaking on the positive ramifications from the feds taking over DC.
Man, down the city is quiet as a church mouse, man. I came all the way down Pennsylvania Avenue this morning. So peaceful, yeah. I don't smell no weed, yeah. I don't see no homeless people. I mean, I came all the way through the southeast side, all the way down here. You can see now I'm at the White House jump, man. It's quiet, yeah. It's a shame that it takes somebody to have to sit in your classroom in order for you to be in order, yeah. Because that's what it feels like, yeah. You gotta be babysitter to do your job, yeah. Stuff been out of control for years. You gotta do better, yeah. You gotta do better, yeah. And mainly, young, you got the problems. It's us, man. It's always us giving everybody a bad name, yeah. We'll see how long this lasts, yeah. How many murders was it last night? How many carjackings was it last night? Talk to me. And y'all keep on posting all these data numbers and things of that nature that y'all see everybody else reposting. The stuff that came from the Metropolitan Police Department and the mayor, yeah. Let me tell you something, yeah. Let me tell you something. You can't be that stupid. You can't be, man. Who enters that information to get that data analysis, yeah? People do. You can enter whatever numbers you want to make whatever report show what, but you can't hide the crime, young. You can't do it. Let me give you something to break it down to you for those that don't understand. I retired from UPS, right? So what they used to do to play with the numbers or whatever, we have mission packages. You'll have drivers over the hours. They'd go in and enter the information, and the report would show whatever they needed to show to keep their bonus that week for their bosses not to fire their ass. So stop believing that stuff. And I don't know if you ever had to deal with the DC government, young, but they suck, young. They have got a lot more better now that the officers have did what they had to do and got all of these people out of the government and got rid of the riffraff and things of that nature. People actually do work now. Let me give you this for example, right? You got carry and conceals or whatever that were being issued by the DC separate department that was handling the gun license and the things of that nature. They went from turnaround time for like 4 months, 5 months for you to have to damn get a gun registered in DC and get a carry and conceal to 2 weeks. It used to take you 3 months just to get an appointment to talk to somebody and take your information and your gun down there. Damn. Now, you go online right now and they got appointments available tomorrow. How does that happen? What changed? You put some fire under their asses, and now they want to do some work.
Yep. Boom. So that brother explained it perfectly, I think. And he made some really good points there. Let's see. There was actually a white guy who threw a sub sandwich. There was a white guy who threw a sub sandwich at a DC officer. So this clip is pretty funny here. Let's watch. Some of the residents aren't so happy with the federal occupation.
Motherfucker!
Boom.
Oh!
Hit him with a foot long.
They what?
You see these fascists right here? In our
Fascists?
Fuck you! Fuck you, fascists! Shame! 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 Shame!
Y'all laughing, but that's the truth, though. We really talking real shit. Y'all need to do some background studying about the Federal Bar Association. They for the man. Yo!
He's getting into it.
Hey, Daddy, come on, man. Let's go get him, bro. Let's get that nigga.
No. You don't got me Superman. No.
Bro. It's not working. Fuck them, Little look, it's not fucking worth it. Come on, Brian.
Like fucking style, man.
Like a fucking way. You bitches.
You can see he's in their face. Now watch as he throws a sub.
Motherfucker!
Boom.
Oh!
Oh shit. Damn, they can't catch him. He's barely even running too. Damn.
He cooked up!
Damn. It looked like he took the hell off on the ass. I mean, that was a funny little lighthearted clip here. But, I mean, hey, man. It is what it is. It is what it is. Here's another brother reacting to Trump taking over DC, and then we'll get into the main story, the main topic, the main thing y'all all been waiting on. Here's a brother explaining, telling other people, hey, man, stay up out the way. They tagging and bagging and tagging.
What's up, y'all? Check this out. We are, listen, to all my homies, man, everybody in DC, man, listen, I don't know if y'all been paying attention, but check this out. Man, they got the National Guards. They got DEA, the FBI, Park Police, Capitol Police, DC Police, all working together. Trump got these niggas on a mission. So what I'm saying to y'all is now ain't the time in my city, in DC. I don't know about nobody else. He ain't do that nowhere else. But it's a state of emergency in my city. So all I'm saying to you is now ain't the time to be riding around with guns and drinking and smoking weed. You know what I'm saying? Now ain't the time, bro.
He trying to warn the YNs. Let's see if they gonna listen.
These next 30 days is gonna show a lot of shit for niggas, man. And that's because it's like this because the youngest keep tipping, bro. We can't go nowhere without them niggas. We can't go nowhere without them niggas fucking it up. 9 or 10 of them, they robbing motherfuckers, shooting motherfuckers. And you know what I'm saying? Like, motherfuckers get tired of that shit, man.
Damn, he said 9 out of 10 of the YNs is doing that.
They get tired of that shit, bro. There's no points in it for that, man. Now, this is where we come to a state of emergency. You hear me? DC is under emergency. The Metropolitan Police Department has lost its fucking custody for 30 days. Now Trump about to get in here and start roughing shit off. Man, they already started. They done came through the yo 2 or 3 times already. They done pushed up on my man yesterday, wasn't doing nothing. Pushed up on them. They is not playing out here, man. So if you want to get a football number now, keep doing that dumb shit. Keep doing the shit that y'all doing, bro. Y'all making it, come on, bro. We got to do better, man. And I'm not just saying it's for the YNs, bro. It's for niggas my age, too. Listen, if you got certain motions, man, now with the curtail that shit a little bit, man, because if they catch you, they fucking you over. It ain't nothing nobody else can do about it. I'm just being real, man. Y'all niggas, man, stay up. Pay attention, man. Shit going on right now.
Boom. So the OG tried to warn you. Trump tried to warn you. The feds trying to warn you. Okay. I mean, they not playing, y'all. They not playing. All right. Here's another clip. Initially, when the feds touched down, the YN's initial reactions.
Oh my God! What the? No, they really hopping out. No, it's real. They really coming to your churches and jumping out and bagging your, bro. They ain't all type of shit, boy. What the? Oh my God!
So it looks like they're pretty upset. And man, we've been asking for this thing to get cleaned up for the longest. Hopefully Trump sets an example. And you know, a lot of people are saying they starting to feel safe walking around DC just because Trump did what he did. So I do think this is a positive development in you know, putting down the YNs. All right. So hopefully we get all this crime solved, or, you know, at least stifled in DC, and then maybe in the future we can try and mimic these tactics in other cities without actually having to deploy the feds, but having your local police officers and your local law enforcement implementing these same type of tactics in order to foster a safer community. But guys, we're going to take a brief break until we go into the main story, the main event, the main topic. That is the murder of Traelynn Sibly, 16-year-old Kansas City, Missouri girl, teenage girl. So we're going to cover that story, but we are going to take a brief intermission, brief break. Guys, if you're watching on any other platform like X, Kick, Rumble, make sure you go to the YouTube, Black Gen Z Mindset. Again, Black Gen Z Mindset. Go to the YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube. You know, wherever you're watching, like the video, share the video, comment on the video, hit that Cash App, hit that PayPal, hit that Super Trap. Okay, we are officially monetized again, so you can start donating through the Super Trap if you feel so inclined. Everything that you donate will be put towards increasing the quality of the show. So without further ado, we're going to go into a brief intermission.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's your boy Janquavius Jackson, and y'all already know I'm demonetized and shadow banned in this bitch. So if you want to contribute, go to the Cash App, the PayPal, the GoFundMe, or join the Patreon. Also, don't forget to visit the merch store for all your favorite BGZM News 17 gear, including our exclusive Trump is a Blood t-shirt. Go fast before they sell out. They are already flying off the shelves, no cap. And remember, these super gremlins are on demon time. What's good, Shadow Realm? It's your boy Janquavius Jackson, and y'all already know I'm demonetized and shadow banned in this bitch. So if you want to contribute, go to the Cash App, the PayPal, the GoFundMe, or join the Patreon. Also, don't forget to visit the merch store for all your favorite BGZM News 17 gear, including our exclusive Trump is a Blood t-shirt. Go fast before they sell out. They are already flying off the shelves, no cap. And remember, these super gremlins are on demon time.
All right, guys. So we are going to talk about Traelynn Sibly, 16-year-old young girl out of Kansas City, Missouri. She was shot and killed, marking the 100th homicide in Kansas City. This is what Trump is trying to prevent in D.C. But the community is aggravated and upset that he's trying to, stop violent crime, which is already predictable. So let's listen up here.
Not about numbers, but her death does mark the 100th homicide in Kansas City this year. It also marks another troubling milestone. Kansas City has had more than 100 homicides for 33 of the past 40 years. Our Ryan Hennessy has been talking with community leaders about the city's struggle with violence.
The last time Kansas City saw fewer than 100 homicides was in 2014, when we ended the year with 82. Saturday's killing of Traelynn Sibly is the 8th young victim under the age of 18.
Where is our outrage?
It's become a so regular occurrence that I believe that we become numb, like it's just okay.
So you heard what the brother said. It's become such a regular occurrence that we have become numb to this type of stuff, like it's okay. And this is the same thing that a lot of the Black community is fighting against in DC, right? The violence. But those voices are silenced by these super gremlins on Demon Time and these leftist politicians and leadership who want to continue to see this going on for whatever reason. Maybe it be ideological, or maybe it be more of a nefarious intent. But a lot of the people in the community, they're just not looking to find a solution to these issues. Therefore, that's why you saw Trump take swift action in order to damp some of this violent crime down in the Black community.
10-year-old young lady that never had the chance to go to college, never had the chance to get her career started.
Back in 2014, many credited NOVA, now called Save KC, a focused deterrence program for helping reduce the killings.
It was the second year of that program. We restarted that program last year, going into this year, and I am hopeful that taking that approach that worked before, in the coming years, we will see a similar result.
Year after year, the largest share of both victims and suspects are between 18 to 34. Some nonprofits target that group and teach job skills like car mechanics.
We try to create opportunities for them that they can see, become business owners, entrepreneurs, chase your dreams.
Others, like the Justice and Dignity Center, focus on conflict resolution with the Guns Down, Gloves Up program.
We've had 47 bouts this year alone. To me, that translates to 47 shootings that didn't happen. That translates to 47 lives that were saved.
But this year has also seen a rise in domestic violence homicides, from 12 last year to 18 already in 2025.
The factors that play into that are usually intimate, sometimes unseen. They're occurring in the home. You got to hold abusers accountable, and you got to make sure victims feel safe coming forward.
And while city leaders and nonprofits are pushing for new strategies, the reality is Kansas City is on pace for another deadly year above last year's number, something that's become far too common and far too costly for families. In Kansas City, Ryan Hennessy, KCTV5.
Boom. So, I mean, they pretty much touched on the crime in Kansas City, Missouri, but we didn't really get many details on on the death of this young girl. So that's what we're gonna try and figure out here as we navigate through this story. But obviously a very sad story, and it's just pretty symbolic that the 100th murder was a 16-year-old girl, right? I mean, how do you have 100 murders in one city at this time of year already? That's already a big issue. That's already a big issue, and it's not being addressed. It's being addressed in DC, but not in the rest of the community across the states.
Reporter Lily O'Shea Becker following up on Kansas City, Missouri's 100th homicide this year that took the life of a 16-year-old girl.
The community really need to wake up. It's just a problem. We've seen this before. I've supported families when a young girl, young lady have been murdered in our community.
Rosalind Temple founded Casey Mothers in Charge after losing her son to gun violence in 2011. She goes to homicide scenes to support victims' loved ones.
We've been here before. Here we is at 100 homicides again.
Rosalind went to the scene of the shooting Saturday night. It was here in the 3600 block of Norton Avenue. You can see multiple bullet holes into this house.
It took me back. I was just so tired. I was just so weakened with that, knowing that this mother had to go through this.
Rosalind saw the impact at the scene on Saturday.
They were really broken. To see young people crying the way they was crying, but they stood there and they stayed. And they talked to the police. That's what we got to do.
We learned on Monday that
Yeah, so it sounds like you had some people who stayed back trying to give information to the police. I wonder how long that lasts, though.
Was a student here at Grandview High School, and that the Grandview community is responding to the tragedy.
Just down the road from Grandview High School is this Remembrance Flower Garden at Grandview Church of the Nazarene. While the garden honors those who were killed in Grandview, Pastor Eric Forgrave told me the church wants to honor Traelynn. A young life ended far too soon.
This little girl should be still here.
KCPD says detectives were conducting interviews regarding this case this afternoon.
If you know anything, KCPD asks that you make a tip, and you can do so anonymously at the TIPS hotline. Reporting in Grandview, Lily O'Shea Becker, KSHB 41 News.
So, I mean, there you have it. Just more of the same coming out of the community. Another life lost to these super gremlins on Demon Time.
Working for you. This is Fox 4 News at 9 p.m.
Police in Kansas City, Missouri are investigating a shooting that killed a teenage girl last night in the metro. Thanks for joining us tonight on your Sunday. Fox 4 News at 9. I'm Lauren Halifax. So the shooting happened around 10 o'clock last night near 36th and Norton Avenue, Kansas City's east side. Fox 4's Lexi French is live now outside Kansas City Police Headquarters downtown. Lexi, have suspects been identified in this case?
Lauren, KCPD continues to investigate, but at this time, there's no information about suspects. Homicide detectives' early investigation shows that the victim, 16-year-old Traelynn Sibly, was inside her home whenever she was struck by fire that came from outside the house.
All right, and we are back. Sorry about that, guys. As you guys know, we've been dealing with some technical difficulties on this channel because my computer needs some upgrading. I need a new hard drive. So do what you guys can to support the channel. Sorry about these technical difficulties. A couple minutes we lost there, so we'll run it back to where we left off.
KCPD officers responded to reports of a shooting near 36th and Norton Avenue just after 10 Saturday night. The victim, 16-year-old Traelynn Sibly, was unresponsive inside her home and was taken to a hospital where she was pronounced dead. It's believed that someone outside the house fired a gun, striking Sibly. At this time, there's no information about what led up to the gunfire. This is the 100th homicide in Kansas City, Missouri this year.
Yeah, there's been a lot of violence and there's a lot of killings out here. I don't understand why they would do things like that, and put things in their own hands.
Kansas City Mayor Quentin Lucas said in a statement on Sunday, "Our hearts break for the passing of another teenage girl in our community and for all the lives and families affected by these preventable and cowardly acts. We will continue to be a city that invests more resources for those leaving domestic crises, enhance opportunities for our young people, and focuses on violent offenders for swift and certain justice and severe consequences." Police want to hear from anybody who has information about the deadly shooting Saturday night near 36th and Norton. If you saw or heard anything, you're urged to call KCPD homicide detectives directly. You can also report information anonymously by calling the TIPS hotline at 816-474-TIPS. And again, at this time, there's no information about the person or people involved and what exactly led up to this shooting that killed 16-year-old Traelynn Sibly Saturday.
So apparently the shots came from outside of the home into the home. So, man, it just doesn't seem like we're going to get a real answer as to who did this anytime soon.
Night, Fox 4 will stay on this story and bring you updates as they come in on air and online. Lauren?
Wow. So obviously this killing had impacted the community heavily. And we're still trying to learn more details as to motive, maybe who, why. All of these questions right now have gone unanswered. And I think that's a big issue that the community is facing as well. We're not really trying to work together to solve these crimes. And that's why they keep happening, because the community protects those who are committing these crimes through the street codes and no snitch rule and all these other idiotic just ideas that are outdated, don't work, and keep people in danger. These super gremlins are on demon time.
More about this 16-year-old who was killed this weekend at her friend's house.
Yeah, police say Traelynn Sibly was shot and killed on Saturday. The bullets went flying through the home, hitting her. Now, at this point in time, there is no one in custody. At KCTV5's Grace Smith joins us live from KCPD headquarters. Grace, you spoke with her mom and neighbors today. Tremendous heartbreak. I cannot imagine what they're going through.
I know, Sharon, and they tell me that they are just absolutely heartbroken at this loss. And quite frankly, they're just a mess. They tell me that they want this shooter held responsible for taking a beautiful life way too soon. According to her mom, Traelynn Sibly was at her friend's house Saturday when dozens of bullets flew through this home, killing her.
Let's hear that she's 16 years old. That just angered me as a mother.
She's been in touch with Rosalind Temple with Mothers in Charge.
How can you tell another mother that her child, her little girl, has been killed by the hands of someone in a house where they should be safe.
Temple got the call Saturday and went to the home near East 36th Street and Norton Avenue to comfort Sibly's friends and family.
We can't live in our own homes and be safe or visiting somewhere, what the situation was. This little girl should be still here.
Sibly's mom tells me she was going into her junior year at Grandview High School.
Damn. So she was about to be a junior in high school, never got to experience going to the prom. I mean, it's just ridiculous, man.
She was a free spirit and almost always smiling and happy. A girl who loved to dance, draw, and do nails. Her mom says she went to a friend's house over the weekend, not expecting that she would never see her again.
Obviously, someone over there that has the target on them.
Sean lives nearby and he didn't want to show his face for safety reasons, but says unfortunately he wasn't surprised to come home and see police in the house taped off.
Every 2 weeks or so, it's some activity.
KCPD tells us so far this year, they've been to this exact home 6 times.
I think it's a minor that's affected. People really have to step up.
As for Temple, she has a message for the person who pulled the trigger.
I know we all do bad things. We make bad choices all the time. It might have been one of them bad choices. Well, show us it's a bad choice. Turn yourself in.
So if you know anything at all, please call the TIPS hotline. That number right here on your screen. You can do so anonymously, and there is a $25,000 reward for any information that leads to an arrest. Live outside of KCPD headquarters tonight, Grace Smith, KCTV 5 News.
Boom. Oh, man. I mean, not looking good for the community. Not looking good for the image of just the Black community anywhere. And, you know, this is just something that we aren't able to shake without the interference of, you know, a higher law enforcement entity that is really serious about knocking this crime down, because we've had people trying to come in and, you know, act like they really had solutions or were going to present solutions, but we're just not seeing it in the community. And we really need solutions right now.
Tracking crime in the metro, where Kansas City is now on pace to have the second worst homicide year in history.
16-year-old Traelynn Sibly was killed Saturday night. And as KMBC 9's Annie Alcock reports, she's a 100th homicide victim.
Bullet holes riddle this home in Kansas City's Palestine East neighborhood. Police investigators say 16-year-old Traelynn Sibly was inside when she was struck by gunfire coming from the outside.
Oddly enough, I visited that house on Friday evening, and I actually met the girl.
Ivy Graham used to own the home where the fatal shooting took place until she sold it in December. She said she periodically drives by because she's still close to a neighbor.
Wow.
There are now evidence markers with the letters from A to O. They show bullet holes and marks on the home's exterior, and even this garbage can. Ivy said one reason she sold the property was because of the neighborhood crime. It includes a break-in to her home. Now there's been a fatal shooting there.
It doesn't surprise me because during my tenanture there were multiple gunshots, even within the front of my house, to where, you know, we were caution taped off and I could drive back to work.
In addition to Traelynn Sibly becoming the 100th homicide victim in KC-Mo this year, she is also the 8th under the age of 18.
Wow.
In the 3600 block of Norton, Andy Alcock, KMBC 9 News.
So not only is she the 100th homicide, but she's the 8th under the age of 18. I mean, let that sink in, men. Men and women, let that sink in. I mean, where do you have to be as a community for that type of statistic to be true? I mean, we're at a point of no return, it seems. A dangerous point of no return.
41 reporter Lily O'Shea-Becker here in the newsroom, and I'm taking a look at what we know about Kansas City, Missouri's 100th homicide this year.
Police say 16-year-old Traelynn Sibly was shot and killed in the 3600 block of Norton Avenue just after 10 p.m. Saturday night. You can see more than a handful of bullet holes into this home. Investigators say the teen was inside when an unknown suspect or suspects shot into the residence. Once officers arrived, they found Sibly unresponsive. She was later declared dead at a hospital.
In our community, we've become accustomed to stories like this, and that shouldn't be the case.
That's Lisa Mizell. She is the president of the Child Protection Center in KC-Mo. The center supports children who have experienced or witnessed all forms of abuse or violence.
It's a trauma for the entire community, and that's very sad.
At this time last year, there were 93 recorded homicides in Kansas City, Missouri. The city has not only surpassed that number, but has also seen an increase in domestic violence-related homicides in 2025. As of August 10th, the city has recorded 18 domestic violence homicides. In all of 2024, there were 12.
But remember, they're trying to tell you that crime's down. All this negative data that's telling us that crime is up, and it's a very serious situation. And these violent crimes are not being addressed. Meanwhile, they'll try and tell you that crime is down.
Mayor Quentin Lucas released this statement about the shooting that took the teen's life on Saturday. He said this year, too many tragedies have taken the lives of women and girls, and that KC-Mo will continue to invest in resources for those who are leaving domestic violence crises.
There is no overnight fix for this kind of violence. The community is going to have to come together and agree to a strategy and move forward. It will take years to recover from what we have going on in Kansas City now.
As of right now, police say no suspects have been identified in the shooting death of Traelynn Sibly. Reporting in the newsroom, Lily O'Shea-Becker, KSHB 41 News.
All right, guys, so there you have it. That's the story. Traelynn Sibly, 16 years old, 8th individual to be killed under the age of 18 this year in Kansas City. 100th homicide of the year for Kansas City. It's not looking good. The crime is only going up. Meanwhile, we're being told that it's going down. And, hopefully the Trump administration can take control of a multitude of these leftist cities who have implemented defund the police and all of these other crazy leftist ideas, so that lives can be saved, because that's really ultimately what it's all about. That's what this channel is about, awareness and saving lives. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get up out of here. You already know what it is. It's your boy, Black Gen Z Mindset, aka BGZM News 17, aka Jenquavius Jackson. And we are going to send it off to Jenquavius Jackson to take us away. Guys, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Comment immediately after the channel. It helps with the algorithm. Also, like the video. Hit that Cash App, hit that hit that Cash App, that PayPal, hit that Super Trap. And yeah, subscribe to the Patreon as well for more exclusive content. And be safe out there, guys, because you already know these super gremlins are on demon time.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Medgar Evers, and it's a very tranquil scene compared to just a couple hours ago where a drive-by shooting
just took place. Excuse me, I'm getting live updates as we speak. I've just been updated to the amount of casualties from this drive-by shooting, and I'm getting reports that 2 people were actually declared deceased and 27 others were shot and injured but are in stable condition. And although we must pray for the families of the fallen, we must also praise God for the aim of the super gremlin. If you want to know more about the victims of this crime, make sure you add BGZM News 17 on Patreon at www.patreon.com/BlackGenZMindset. Also, don't forget to like the video, share the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and comment on the video to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this gun violence in the streets. For more hard-hitting news coverage from the community, by the community, I'm Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
And cut.
All right, dog. Let's get the out of here before these niggas come back.
Whoa. Yo! Ain't that nigga J?
Nah, that ain't me. That ain't me.
He just went live
That
with
ain't
that
me.
funky ass
Yeah,
that's that nigga.
That's not me.
Hey, get that nigga.
Jenquavius
Hey,
Jackson,
jump on that
here
nigga,
live,
man.
reporting from Atlanta, Georgia.
Pray for me.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's your boy Jenquavius Jackson, and y'all already know I'm demonetized and shadow banned in this bitch. So if you want to contribute, go to the Cash App, the PayPal, the GoFundMe, or join the Patreon. Also, don't forget to visit the merch store for all your favorite BGZM News 17 gear, including our exclusive Trump is a Blood t-shirt. Go fast before they sell out. They are already flying off the shelves, no cap. And remember, these super gremlins are on demon time.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
So it is what it is.